from there, okay?
Alright, make sure that the one got.
Alright, I need you to step out the vehicle.
What you want to do? You want to take my.
Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
This is your buddy? Alright, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental.
There's no safety. You gotta take.
There's no safety.
You take the clip out.
Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. Dude, step out for me. Now? Yes, sir. Place her.
Hey man, you ain't got no serve.
These are the arms that long to lock you inside.
All right, we ready to start 7?
Yep.
Come on,
Out of King.
To make him look better, he's he know not true. Silver spoon, I ain't never ate with that day a day in my life. I'm out. Look, Tip used to have to come to my grandma's house because I'm getting in the fight.
You cried like a baby to go to your grandmama's house.
Every day.
You used to hold your breath.
Every day.
I know you. You capping. I know you. I know you. I know you.
Shut up. Shut up.
I know you.
Ain't no mystery about here.
I know you though. I know you though.
Shut up.
I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. Wait till I get back and see him out here late night. Wait till I slap a girl. Alright, yeah. Yeah, wait. Wait till I come back late night. And then it's just you and I slap you up. Yeah. You trying to act all tough? All like this in front of all your people. Tell your mama I said Happy Mother's Day. And then in my face. What? Why? To slap her with this money. Hey, cuz. Hey, cuz. I don't know who the slapped out his mouth.
You tell it. You was an orphan. When
I was never an orphan. That was Batman. That's Batman's story. I'm a grandma boy.
Man,
I like to be in the neighborhood.
Yep, I'm glad
with
you
the kids
I'm
outside.
glad you wanted to go over there.
Yeah.
You made it seem like
TV show, man, that got people confused because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, "Hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house." They'll come get me from my grandma's house, and right after we done,
The tea is boiling hot today. Tiny has officially filed for divorce from T.I., and the breaking point came right after their son King Harris's shocking arrest. What seemed like just another family scandal has now exploded into a full-blown marriage collapse. From King's reckless behavior to T.I.'s public disappointment, the drama is out of control. So stay tuned until the end, because we're breaking down all the twists, the turns, and betrayals behind this messy split. So folks, King Harris's legal drama just went from bad to worse, and now it's dragging his parents down with him. Tiny has officially filed for divorce from T.I., and the reason is wild. She couldn't handle the fact that T.I. straight up disowned King after his arrest. Imagine that. A mother watching her husband turn his back on their son while the world is clowning him online.
When T.I.'s son King was getting a lot of flack and a lot of heat in the media, that to me he just looked like a young kid that wanted to prove to his father that he was a man too.
Good morning, little baby. Hey, that honey baby. Yeah.
what's up, Grandma?
Dad. He love honey. He love the name. Yes, he do love the name. He love the name. He love the name.
Question, y'all. My life is difficult.
Okay, talk to me. Before you answer, tell me why it's difficult.
Alright, so I was raised with my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I lived with my grandma. She had a great house, but in a bad area.
T.I. isn't even fighting the divorce or trying to patch things up. He's basically throwing his hands up like he's done, which only makes the whole mess even uglier. Now, instead of sticking together, the family is splitting into sides, pointing fingers, and asking the question everyone's dying to know. Who's really to blame? Is it the parents who gave King every opportunity, every dollar, every open door? Or is it King himself who threw it all away just to chase the street life? For fans, seeing Tiny and T.I. call it quits feels like shock, Because let's be real, these two have been ride or die for decades. They've been through everything: scandals, cheating rumors, reality TV drama, even prison sentences. And each time they somehow pulled through. But here's the truth: those cracks in their marriage never disappeared. They just kept getting patched up until the breaking point finally came. And that breaking point, October 2024. That's when King's reckless arrest exploded all over the internet, putting a spotlight on the family and exposing just how fragile things really were. BMW, driving recklessly as usual, when he nearly slammed into a police car. And that was just the beginning of the disaster. Once the officers pulled him over, things unraveled fast. The smell of D's hit them immediately. Then they spotted a G tucked in his waistband. At that moment, it was already looking bad. They confiscated the G and cuffed him, and then ran his name. That's when it all blew wide open. Turns out he still had an outstanding warrant from 2022, and it wasn't for something small. We're talking speeding, driving on a suspended license, and a DUI. Basically, his past came back to haunt him right there at the gas station.
What you want to do? You want to take my...
Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well? All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety. You got to take it.
There's no safety.
You take the
Okay.
clip out of it.
Well, I'm not going to mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. Dude, step out for me. Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. All right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. I'm going to be at the church. All right, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just going to take a look at this information, make sure it's valid.
I ain't sure of this.
Just take a step to the side for me.
King could have walked away with less damage if he'd just stayed under the radar. But nope, his past mistakes finally caught up. And once the arrest footage leaked, it was over. That video was nearly 30 minutes long, and fans dissected every single second of it. Surprisingly, King wasn't acting out or yelling like we've seen him do before. Instead, he was calm, almost too calm, like a kid realizing he had finally gone too far. You could see regret in his eyes, and even the officer admitted King handled himself better than expected. But let's be honest, staying calm doesn't erase years of bad choices. In the end, King still ended up locked up in DeKalb County Jail before being transferred to Pickens County after the warrant was recalled. And once that footage went viral, the internet had a field day. Fans were ruthless. One person called him a trust fund prison punk, and that comment blew up with thousands of likes because people thought that it was comedy gold. Another accused him of hiding behind his parents' money, saying he acts like he came from nothing but still leans on their fame when things go left. And honestly, those comments hit hard because whether you agree or not, they reflect what a lot of people are already thinking. But here's where it gets even messier. The drama didn't just land on King's shoulders. The fallout exploded right into his parents' marriage and basically tore it apart. Those cracks that had been sitting there for years, they finally split wide open. T.I. tried to wear the mask of the hurt father like he was devastated over King's choices. But Tiny, she wasn't having it. She was beyond angry, and she came with receipts. In her divorce filings, she specifically pointed to King's spiral as the final straw, the reason she was done with T.I. for good. And instead of trying to fight for the marriage or prove her wrong, T.I. just shrugged it off. In his mind, he'd already done his job as a father. And if King messed up, that was on King, not on him. Harsh? Absolutely. But in his eyes, it was the reality. Now, if we go back to 2022, this is when King was really starting to go viral for all the wrong reasons. T.I. even went online and made a public plea, practically begging his son to slow down before it was too late. He warned King that the only path he was on would end in prison. And he didn't just tell this to fans. He admitted he'd already had those same conversations with Tiny and King's grandmother. He said everyone in the family needed to watch King closely before he completely threw his life away. But T.I. wasn't just speaking as a concerned dad, he was speaking as someone who had lived that life. He knew prison firsthand. He knew what it cost him, and he was trying in his own way to stop King from repeating those mistakes.
Let you tell it. You was an orphan.
I was never an orphan. That was Batman. That's Batman's story. I'm a grandma boy.
Man,
I like to be in the neighborhood.
Yep, I'm glad
with
you
the kids
I'm
outside.
glad you wanted to go over there. Yeah. You made it seem like we were sending you over there.
No.
You cried and cried and cried when you couldn't go over there.
You know what I'm saying?
You always say, King, stay home, stay home. Man, you would hold your breath, turn red in the face.
Look. We done got big house, big yard, nothing to do.
That's when you learn and create your own entertainment.
I was outside. I want to play football, basketball. Mm-hmm. That's the type of one that I was.
But you want to be from the ghetto so bad.
At one point, T.I. even went off in frustration, saying people were spamming his comments, telling him how to raise his son, when in fact he had already warned King. He said he told his family straight up that if King kept going down that path, prison was inevitable. He admitted he had already made peace with it because he recognized that energy. He had lived that energy himself, and he knew exactly how it would play out. But Tiny didn't buy that for a second. To her, that wasn't a warning, it was an excuse. She actually used his own words against him in the divorce, saying if he had truly stepped up as a father, been more present, and put his foot down early on, King wouldn't have spiraled this far. And honestly, a lot of people agreed with her. Because here's the thing, Tiny had a point. From the time she found out that she was pregnant with King, T.I. was bouncing in and out of prison. By the time he was finally free for good, King was already used to growing up without him. And when T.I. did show up, it wasn't the strong, hands-on parenting King needed. Instead, he allegedly sent King to live with his grandmother. King himself even admitted that while his parents were wealthy, he didn't feel like he grew up rich because he lived with his grandma most of the time. He even said the only times he stayed at his parents' house was when they were filming their reality TV show.
So what is the real what do you feel like that got on you that they shouldn't have on you? Because I feel like with them probably seeing you grow up, they just got like, you can't be you.
Yeah, man, it's a lot about that TV show, man, that got people confused. Because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house. Yeah.
Imagine that. You only see your parents in their mansion when the cameras are rolling. That kind of upbringing left King searching for validation elsewhere. And every time he acted out, it pushed him closer to the path everyone feared. A life behind bars.
Trenches.
Am I from the trenches?
You gotta think?
What the hell? Why you gotta
Because it's a yes or no question, y'all.
Yeah, it's a yes
My
or no.
life is difficult.
Okay, talk to me. Before you answer, tell me why it's difficult.
Alright, so I was raised with my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I lived with my grandma. She had a great house, but in a bad area.
How much I manipulate the line at the test?
If anybody knows Terra Boulevard, Flint River,
okay,
Clayco, that's where I'm from.
And if people weren't convinced yet, King's infamous Waffle House meltdown in 2022 sealed the deal. It all started over something as small as pickles. A worker messed up his order, added pickles that he didn't ask for, and King completely lost it. Instead of brushing it off like most people, he jumped into a screaming match with the employee and recorded the whole ugly altercation to post online.
I know you. I know you. I know you. Shut up. Shut up.
I know you.
Ain't no mystery, man.
I know you though.
Man,
I know you though.
But here's the twist. It didn't make him look tough. It made him look entitled and spoiled. Fans dragged him left and right, calling him out for acting like a brat and questioning why T.I. was letting his son run wild in public. That meltdown became one of the first big red flags for people watching from the outside, showing just how bad things had really gotten in that household.
But what I'm saying is, they wasn't.
You can talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, Shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File show.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here, come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here, I'll show you what I do. Come here, come here. Come on, we out here. We out here.
When T.I. dropped that video warning King about prison, Tiny was livid. In her eyes, all that lecturing should have happened years ago, not when the damage was already done. She felt like he waited until King was spiraling out of control to suddenly play the concerned dad role. For a moment, things seemed to cool off between them, but T.I.'s disappointment in his son was always simmering under the surface.
We out here. I'm outside. Okay. I'm outside. Come on, shake some. Come on, shake some. Come on, shake some. Hey, get your employees. Get your employees. Yeah, something in this. Tell your mama happy mother. And you still talking inside though. You still talking inside though. Why you inside? Can't stop me from doing. Let me get my food. Thank you.
Eventually, it boiled over at a Falcons game in Atlanta when father and son went head-to-head in front of everyone. The argument started after King claimed he didn't grow up privileged, which immediately pushed T.I.'s buttons. He clapped back, reminding King that he literally grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. But King wasn't backing down. And before anyone knew it, the situation got physical. Yes, throwing hands with his own father in public.
To make him look better, he said he know not true. Silver spoon, I ain't never ate with that day a day in my life. I'm out. Look, Tip used to have to come to my grandma's house because I'm getting in the fight.
You cried like a baby to go to your grandmama's house.
Every day.
You used to hold your breath.
Every day.
I know you. I know you. I know you. I know you.
Shut up. Shut up.
I know you.
Ain't no mystery about here.
I know you though. I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business.
The clip of their fight spread online like wildfire, racking up thousands of likes within hours. People couldn't believe what they were watching. Some fans even praised T.I. for finally stepping up and disciplining King, saying that it was long overdue. One comment that went viral compared King to an overdue library book, saying, "When you don't check your problems, eventually they come back to you." A lot of people agreed, calling out how King had been spiraling for too long and saying the family needed prayers more than anything else. But while social media was eating it up, Tiny wasn't clapping along. She hated seeing her son humiliated like that, especially by his own father. Her anger only grew when she got home and found out that T.I. had actually kicked King out of the house, forcing him to figure out life on his own. For Tiny, that was crossing the line, and the fallout only cracked their marriage even more, pushing her closer to those divorce papers. But King's behavior wasn't the only thing fueling Tiny's decision. In her filing, she also pointed out to T.I.'s long history of cheating and being harsh. For years, she had watched him step out on their marriage, always promising that he had changed, but always slipping back into old habits. And eventually, those lies piled up too high. By the time King was spiraling into his own mess, Tiny wasn't just angry at her son anymore. She was staring at T.I. and realizing he had never broken the same toxic cycle he was now watching his son fall into. That realization cut deep, and it became the final push for her to walk away. What really broke Tiny's heart was seeing King mirror his father's path. The same jail stints that gave T.I. his tough guy rep were now the exact same blueprint King seemed determined to follow. So when T.I. publicly disowned his son after the arrest, Tiny snapped. To her, it wasn't just T.I. rejecting King, it was him turning his back on his own reflection. Fans even began speculating about King's obsession with flashing G's and acting out. Many believe it all came down to one thing: earning his father's respect. Some even argue that King might have leaned into those wild moments, including the arrest footage, just to score street cred and finally be taken seriously. Others felt that all of his antics, no matter how reckless, were just really cries for his dad's approval. This wasn't even the first time King had been checked. Remember when T.I. and Boozy had to step in on their sons, King and Tootie Ra, while they were filming a music video? Instead of focusing on the actual music, the boys were out there flashing G's like it was a trap house set. That's when the dad stepped in, and you could hear the disappointment dripping from T.I.'s voice as he asked King why he cared so much about looking tough when there were women in the room. It was one of those moments where you could tell he was trying to steer King back on track. But at the same time, it also highlighted how far off the rails things had already gone.
Pull up and they say, hey, who do you belong to? Who raised their hand? Somebody got to raise your hand. I've been seeing him around too here a lot. You gonna raise your own hand? I've been seeing him around too. Huh? Well, when you got lane, get. I know that. Y'all got. I don't know what's legal. It's not possession of and commission of a crime, sir. That is a felony. Yeah. Thank you.
That lecture quickly turned into a full-on breakdown from T.I., warning that one wrong move with a G, or even just having D's nearby, could ruin their lives forever. And while T.I. thought that he was doing the right thing by spelling it out, Tiny wasn't impressed at all. In her eyes, airing out their son's dirty laundry on camera was embarrassing, not helpful. She felt like it was too little too late, because let's be real, King wasn't pulling this behavior out of thin air. He was just repeating the kind of things he'd already seen from his father growing up. For Tiny, that made T.I.'s tough love act look like hypocrisy more than good parenting.
Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas, he's going to prison.
But what finally pushed Tiny over the edge wasn't the fights or even the public lectures. It was King's baby mama drama. When T.I. sat on a podcast and proudly announced that he was about to be a grandfather again, Tiny couldn't believe her ears. To her, it sounded like he was low-key endorsing their son's reckless choices instead of setting boundaries. T.I. even joked about making the baby the greatest G of all time, saying he'd raise the child to torture King the way King tortured him. Fans laughed, but Tiny was not laughing. To her, this was another example of T.I. brushing off serious issues with jokes while the family was spiraling.
King, I know you tired. You ain't getting no sleep. And the truth be told, before this little I ain't been getting no sleep. You know what I'm saying? I just been outside working. Lifestyle. You know, lifestyle just lifing. You know what I'm saying? And, but now I'm damn sure not getting no sleep. This up every morning. And then around the morning time, he like to do that little live concert I be doing with him. And he like to walk around the house. So
rumors started flying that King's baby mama, Big Nana, was way older than him and maybe only in it for the money. Some people called her a groupie chasing a bag. Others swore she was just trying to lock in a check. But King, he didn't care at all. He threw her a full baby shower, posted proudly about the pregnancy, and leaned into fatherhood like it was the only thing he wanted. When their son was born in November 2024, King was over the moon. He bragged online, dropping a track called Dear Son, where he rapped about stepping up as a dad, captioning the moment with, "Welcome King Jr., time to take this." For a brief moment, it actually looked like fatherhood might humble him. He even admitted online that he wasn't getting any sleep. Not because he was out partying, but because he was up every night with his newborn. Tiny felt proud, because in her eyes, her son was finally breaking the cycle that T.I. had never managed to stop. But that pride was cut short by the bad timing. While King was busy playing proud dad online, his arrest video was still making the rounds, reminding everyone that trouble was never far behind. Through it all, T.I. tried to act supportive, but his disappointment was written all over his face. And that was a final straw for Tiny. She could look past the cheating, the public drama, even the humiliation over the years. But watching T.I. so ashamed of his own son that he didn't even want to live under the same roof with him, that broke her completely. So when the divorce papers finally hit the table, nobody was shocked. It wasn't just a breakup. It was the final chapter of a marriage that had been cracked for years. Tiny was done hiding, done covering, done protecting. She was ready to move on. And now the biggest question left is, what will T.I. do next? Will he keep staying silent the way he has with King? Or will he finally step up before the whole family slips away for good? Because at this point, silence might not just cost him his marriage, it might cost him everything. So there you have it, the rise, the fights, and the final collapse of T.I. and Tiny's marriage, with King Harris caught in the middle of it all. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tea-filled updates on the drama.